welcome to Real Talk, Real Solutions, where authentic talk takes place with a biblical perspective. So today, it's if you want to say I'm coming on at a different time. Typically, I do lives on, well, like Saturday, usually later in the evening. But I wanted to come on and I wanted to share something with everyone. Hey, sis. Hey, at the heart of the conversation. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so if you saw the thumbnail, it said at the heart, I'm sorry, it said the man. Um, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. How did I phrase it? A closer look at the man. And so a closer look at the man. Hi, Teresa. Hello. Um, and it's in reference to Donald Trump. And I saw this video earlier today, and in this video, it it I was just like, wow, of what it was of what was said about the person who was interviewing him and what he was sharing about him, which you are not going to hear from the main uh, media. You're just not going to hear it from the main media. And so I wanted to. I'm going to switch this. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I needed to switch this. But anyways, you're not going to hear this from the main media for the most part. And so I thought this would be a good time to share it. And also it made me think about the scripture in Matthew 6, 3 through 4, which I want to read the whole scripture and just bring some takeaways from it. And it made me think about when this interview was going on, I was like, wow, it made me think about um, Mr. Trump in that particular setting. But then also, I think that it is lessons that we can take away and also in thinking about in our own lives as well. So, I want to get into this video. Once again, thank you Shireen, my moderator, for being here. Thank you, Teresa. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you so much for being here. And so let's get into this video. Now, this is my first time attempting to do this, so please bear with me. Let me know, please, and when I start it, let me know in the comment section if you can hear it and if you can see it. You can put a 1 in the comment section. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, let's get to it.
You debated Biden the first time and you debated him the second time. How much of a difference did you notice from the two?
You look at Kamala, she's worse than Biden. The next day, you remember they announced that crime is up like 45%. So I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology.
I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
Okay, yay. All right, all right. So I'm still, like I said, I'm working from one screen and I'm a little uncomfortable because this is my first time. And so yay, good. Okay, so let's get back to it.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is a tremendous honor for me.
I'm a big fan. So just so you understand
thank you.
it.
Oh, I'm glad because I've got an issue with you, and and when you gave me this opportunity, first of all, thank you for coming on the Gutfeld show. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It's a good show.
And I actually owe you an apology before we start. I've been very critical about you, how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, et cetera, who created these pictures from you. So Gutfeld show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody I've ever celebrity I've bodyguarded for. And you met my family, and you talked to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter is 10 years old. Her name's Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather. And you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
I am. Well,
You're a father.
And your daughter's a gorgeous, really, and your wife, the whole thing. I mean, you have got some setup, I'll tell you. But your family's great and you're great and you've really done something and you've captured a certain spirit. You know, a friend of mine who's very smart, he's also a very big guy. He said, because I'm big and strong, people think I'm not the smartest guy.
Oh, I know.
Okay. You are a really smart guy. And I see it and I've watched it and I like the show. And we have the privilege of having had the highest rating in the history of the show when I did it a couple of weeks ago. That was as high
Of all time.
Of all time. Yeah.
We beat network television.
You beat everybody.
And they were up 35 million homes.
Right. Yes.
And it was a landslide.
Yep.
Now, you're putting it on me. I'm throwing it back to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Why do we not hear more about Donald Trump, the father, the grandfather? And I did a deep dive. There are some things you have done that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Yeah. Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, I just have great relationships with a lot of people. As people say that.
Okay, I will be every once in a while kind of stopping the video and then playing it as well. I don't want to get a copyright and I'm still learning how to do this. Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much though for joining. And please, with this video, like, share, so that others can also hear this too. I may replay it again because I know the time of day that this is being done, but I just wanted to like how the interviewer as well, how they were saying, why is it that we don't hear about these things? So that's the same way that I was thinking, like why you don't hear about these other things, and how the man from his own the way he feels, he was like, wow, you're a family man. And so I'll continue with the video.
You know, a little bit like you do. I don't think it's a narrative the press likes. Maybe it's not even a narrative that I should have. We have to protect our country, and maybe we should let the other side. I don't even call them the enemy. I think we have more of an enemy from within than we do from outside. You know, if you have a smart president, they talk about China and Russia and everything else. If you have a smart president, they're not going to be the problem. We have a bigger problem from within, and they hate it. I noticed today they were saying, he said the enemy from within. Of course, it's Adam Schiff. These are bad people. These are sick people and bad people. And it's true. But I think it's a narrative that they don't like, frankly. I think the fake news, a term I think I came up with. I'm very proud.
Oh, you did. You coined it.
It's not
you
tough.
should probably trademark it, but you know, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I should try.
I'm not going to give you business tips.
But you know, it's funny because it's a great term, but it's actually not strong enough because it's beyond fake. It's really bad.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How was somebody, and that's crazy because you can talk about anything and Why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never. I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't. We all like a certain level of praise, but I've never. I just like helping people. I help a lot of people, and I enjoy doing it. And I never talk. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that.
Okay, wow. I know. He does look tired. And I tell you, um, he has been, from what the media, or I say his campaign has said, he's been going around the clock, um, going to these states and going, doing these rallies and holding them. And I probably would be like falling off to sleep in the middle of the interview. But yeah, and I just wanted to stop right there because there was something that was interesting what he said, how he was like, I don't need press or whatnot to basically toot his horn in what he's doing. He's like, I just like helping people. And that is just wow. But yes, I agree. He does need, I think actually, um, Shireen, that it was noted that he took off for two campaigns, I mean, like two places that he was going to go to, and that he took some time off to rest. I don't think I misheard that. And if he did do that, then I'm like, that's very wise of him. So, but yeah, that's true. That is true. If it was Biden, they would have made all exactly, exactly, exactly. That's so true. That's so true. Yes. So okay, I will get back to um the video.
The press likes talking about. For me,
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the man you are, not just because of the policies, because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all because
I
of
want to
time.
see them.
Now, this was,
I
had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, that's Lara. So I have the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. She's actually now a very big, an important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. She comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs, and I did that in her honor, actually. And if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law. Yeah, more so than me. I don't know that much about dogs, but I want to take care of them. And I had an opportunity. As president, you can do a lot of things. I did a lot. The size of the kennels, the size of the cage. There's like cages that they're in, and it's terrible. It's like you have no room, no nothing. And she came in with a whole group of people. These are people that really fight hard for dogs. I mean, you have people that fight, and she's a good person, so I did it for her.
I have hundreds of employees who have said things like, you've paid medical bills, you've paid mortgages, rents, you've helped get family members. There's one story in here where a brother came in with a business plan, nobody would hear him. You gave him 10 minutes, you shook his hand, and you cut him a check.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for you and even your team? I'm a little upset. These are things that I think the American people need to know. And I get it, you're humble because you're a father first.
Yeah.
And a grandfather. And that's something, again, one thing we need in this country is we need a father figure again. We need husbands and boyfriends and young men we need to see that fathers are capable of great things, because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years, a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are.
Whew, wow. And At the heart of the conversation, yes, sis, I was like, yes, I know your heart helping animals. Yay. And if he would have said cats, and who knows, maybe he might say that, you know, it's double, I know, gonna be yay. Wow. I'm just listening to this, and hmm, I I definitely want interaction with everyone. Please, as we are listening to this, if you have any questions, please put the letter Q in front of your question and or the word, and let's have a little dialogue after this, if all possible. We might have to, depending on this, looks like this is a kind of long video, so I don't want to hold this very long. It might be a part two of this video, but I am so enjoying this, and I'm hearing all this for the first time, like everyone else. So I only heard just a little bit in the beginning, and then I just really felt strongly to go live. So let's get back to it.
Well, actually, manhood is
Yes.
under attack. I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see they're knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that the day before I said, "What a wonderful thing." No, we have to get back a little bit more. You know, the other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together. But it's absolutely under attack, and under attack by this administration. And you look at Kamala; she's worse than Biden. Biden is he's out of it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But she's actually not as smart as Biden. Biden was smarter than her. I think to this day he is. And I don't think the country can take a chance on having her. I think it's a tremendous. I don't even think it's a
Well,
chance.
let me ask
I
you.
think it would be a disaster.
Let me ask you the question that was posed to her last night that she refused to answer. You debated Biden the first time, and you debated him the second time. How much of a difference did you notice from the two?
So, are you talking about her and him, or are you talking
I'm not-
about just him?
This is
Yeah.
interviews about. you.
Well,
You don't
he
have
was
time.
different. I think he had a really bad night. I don't think
Cognitively.
he had I don't know. He had a really bad the second time.
Yeah.
I think he had a really bad time of it. So I debated him before, and he was okay. Look, I hit him hard. I asked him about $3.5 million. Remember when Chris Wallace was protecting him? Chris Wallace is not doing so well. Chris Wallace is not Mike. But I asked him about the 3.5 given to him by the mayor of Moscow's wife. I said, how do you justify this? And then I always have 2 or 3 people to debate. The last time I had David Muir.
I call them interventions.
Oh, they're terrible. Well, David Muir, I said, crime is through the roof. It's way up. And he said, no, it's not. It's way down. The FBI said so. Well, the FBI didn't include a lot of places.
It's funny how that is.
Yeah. The next day, you remember they announced that crime is up like 45%. So I was right. But I haven't gotten an apology from David Muir, but I don't watch him anymore. I haven't gotten an apology. No, I think Biden, look, the debate he had was not great. But I think that he's a step above her, actually.
Speaking of apologies, the brave men and women on the border, especially the horse division,
Yeah.
that their lives were put in shambles. One of the things I have on my policy list was that would you consider giving them a day at the White House, a moment to be recognized?
Are we
and
talking where they were
celebrated?
saying about the whips
Whipping,
and everything
yes.
else, which didn't exist?
Not just them, but their families. When the president of the United States comes
you
out
do
and
it.
condemns them,
You do. You set it up. We win. I'm there because I said we have to win. If we don't win, we're not going to have a country. You're right. They were brutalized. You know, it's interesting. These people are not smart, but they're vicious. They're very vicious. And you see it. It's like fascist. It's like Marxist. I don't know what the hell it is. But the level, look at me, the weaponization of the Justice Department. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
America, again, this is not hyperbole. This is a guy, I don't fly private jets. I fly every airport I go to all over the country. 4 years ago.
Are you able to use like one seat? Because you are.
Yeah, first class, of
First
course.
class, one
Yes, yeah,
seat.
one seat. Yeah.
Well, that means you have to stay wealthy.
Well,
right?
or keep billing Fox. One or
Well,
the other.
that's even better.
But yeah,
I like that even
yeah,
better.
outsource the bill. But again, when I think about the verbiage and the things that are said.
Okay. So I just wanted to kind of, like I say, I don't want to get a copy strike or anything, but I'm just kind of stopping it here and there. And wow, I tell you, Donald Trump is a, in my opinion, I'm sure he probably takes care of himself in other ways, but his cognitive ability to just how he's able to flow and remember and all of that is just wow. But can he fit in one seat? That was, yes. I was like, what did Trump just say? Are you able to get one seat? That is funny. That is funny, but okay. All righty. Let's get back to the video. Okay.
About you, even after we don't even know how many assassination attempts there has been, but we know too. One of the things that I was that when you in that moment when you stood up and you yelled fight, fight, fight again, that's where I'm seeing the father. It wasn't about you. It was letting your family know you're okay and you're more concerned about the people. But yet I'm still waiting for the interview to talk to you about that. Why are we not sharing in that? That was a tremendous moment. I was in Oklahoma doing a stand-up show and I thought I was going to cancel because I wasn't leaving the TV screen because I'm watching an assassination attempt on our
You were
president.
not like people will watch you. That there's no question about it. That was a big deal.
But I went anyways to the show thinking no one would come, and they came. And instead of doing a stand-up show, I did a Q&A to talk about it. And there was a lot of veterans that were there that were talking about how much they support you and they believe in you, and that they were generally concerned. But they said they had no fear because when they saw you stand, you stood for them. Because veterans, our police,
Right.
our first responders have been. Forget the moral outrage of how they're treated.
They've been
The funding, stuff like that.
Sure.
And you have been doing some stuff with taxes.
Yeah.
Now, I did a little bit, and I'm not a mathematician,
Right.
but I did a little bit of checking. One of the things, one of the policies, like, would you consider thinking about for our veterans, for those who serve, for those who are police department, to where their taxation is the fact that they're giving their bodies to this country instead of having to pay taxes? None of these cities want to give them raises, so at least let them keep their money.
You know, I've never heard that before, and it's like a very interesting thing. It's the kind of thing you would think of, right? Because they have been treated so terribly.
It's going to take more than a hug. We need to. And here's the deal: if you're looking at serving in this country, in the military, or a police officer, or a firefighter, and like you're young and you're coming up, and you don't have to pay taxes because you're paying, it's almost an incentive to where we can get people interested.
And other countries do that, as you know.
Yeah.
Other countries do that.
Of course they do.
In spades. It's something I would think about. You know, it's something that nobody ever brought up. I've never heard it. It's interesting you're bringing it up. You're like my tax person there. But I mean, something has to be done.
Yes.
And we have to attract
I think you're the president to do it.
Well, the military.
You know, that was wow. Because with military, I'm close connected to the military, and I know that I think was it Barbara who said that she served in the military, and there are many of us who are connected to the military. And what greater thing you can give is your life. These people have given their life. Some come back mangled, like with a missing leg or a missing arm. Some of them, they do struggle with PTS, post traumatic PTS, yes, because of it. And then to having veterans homeless, having them not, hi, Connie, thank you so much for joining, and having veterans who are homeless and all of that. That's terrible. That's terrible. So, wow. Okay.
military is now not attracting people. They're not going in. And I think it's because they don't respect the people at the top, the commanding officer. I mean, they're not, the commander in chief is not, I think you have to have, we were not having this problem 5 years ago. We have problems in the military right now. You know, the one thing I will say though, and I tell the story, we really did a great job with our military. I rebuilt the military, right? And we got rid of ISIS. And I got to know them during this very short period of time. It was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in about a month. Remember that?
Yep.
And I got to know the real military, not these guys that are woke and that are like, you know, like, should I mention them? Yeah.
I think we get it with the woke.
No.
Yeah.
With
I'm knowing. Trust
with
me.
Millie and Estapens.
Yes.
And I mean, look, I guess Mattis is a nice guy, but we have people in there that are much different. Not the people on television, the people that got rid of ISIS quickly. I was told it was going to take 5 years, and we did it in a matter of literal weeks. And I said, this is a great military. And by the way, they're not woke. You could never make them woke. These are guys, you will never, ever make them woke. But they did a great job. Great job.
Now, you brought us Space Force.
Yeah.
And with now partnering with Elon Musk and stuff, I think we're going to have some great things. But one of the things I've been very critical of this administration is that I think we need to have a school force. We need to make our schools hard targets. And there's no, again, looking for employment for our servicemen when they come out. Because I feel like what's happening in our schools isn't a police thing, it's a military thing, because they are trained to look for these signs and stuff. If we had military, not necessarily military, but they'll be coming over if we use social workers, military police, and we each.
So let me ask you this. So what about teachers that are in the military and they're teachers, they leave the military, they become history teachers, they become math teachers, and they're in the room and they get to know the students and they know how to use it. You can't have people that don't have any idea about what to do with guns. But people that were in the military that are in the classroom and they have access to guns, whether it's on them or in a little safe or something, you know, the problem is if it's in a safe, it takes a long time to get it, right? So, you know, but sometimes I think, and I've heard that and I've thought about it a lot. And in some ways, I like that more than just having police standing someplace in the building. Do you like that idea? It would be a small percentage of the teachers, like 5%, but that would be much more than you would ever have with.
Anything is better than nothing. Our banks are safer than our schools, and our greatest investment are our kids. Yeah. So I have an issue with that. And here's the deal. I've learned a lot about this administration trying to get things done and talking to people. I speak with a lot.
Wow. So what does people think about that? Hi, Stacy. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. So what does everyone think about that? That's very interesting. But like I said, we can definitely have a conversation about this afterwards on some of the key things. So, but that's very interesting. Hi, Rosie. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get back to the video.
A lot of mayors and a lot of my travels and stuff. And this administration was supposed to be all about the environment and the Green New Deal and all that crap. But it's amazing. So
you notice how that stopped? I'm in the middle of a campaign, hopefully the end of a campaign, and it's going to be successful. But we're in a campaign. Nobody ever talks about the environment. They don't talk about it. They want clean air. They want clean water. This Green New scam is the worst thing that's ever happened. They're destroying the windmills all over the place. You fly over these gorgeous areas. You have windmills going all over.
You're not going to have any birds around. And the ones in the ocean are messing up the whales. Windmills were great back when we all had buggy whips, carts.
Yeah, they were much nicer then. Actually, they were actually much nicer. No, when you think of what they've done, though, with all of the money that they spend, trillions and trillions of dollars, China does nothing, by the way, just so you understand.
No, China, India, absolutely
not. No, they don't do anything. And by the way, that flies right over our country. You do understand.
Yeah.
Those winds, 4.5 days, it's over. So here we are. It costs us twice to make a product, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And we're trying to keep everything nice and clean. But the wind's flying in from China, India, and every place else. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, one of the things the EP, one of the things that I was, because living in Louisiana, we have a horrible problem with sewage and water overfills and things like that. And the budget for these mayors have this budget for the sewage, but yet nothing's ever done, right? These engineers and their plans are based off how much money they get opposed to solving the problem.
Right.
So Mike Rowe told me about a company.
Good guy.
Oh yeah, Mike. Let me put my glasses on. I want to get this right.
I can't believe you wear glasses, huh?
50. Sewage Century, right? Brad Colbert, I believe that you knew his father on the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
So they came up with this little tiny invention. It's like this, like a mushroom, a little ball in it. And when you put it in the manholes, it separates the gas, and the little ball comes up.
Okay, everyone, this is so funny. So he already said to the guy, do you have to get 2 seats? And then he said about his glasses, about his eyes. He said, I can't believe you have to wear glasses. Oh my goodness, that's kind of funny. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, Barbara. So this popped on right when you turned on the TV. Wow, okay. That's interesting. So, okay, I'm going to get back to the video. Yes, Mr. Trump is a comedian. He is. Maybe that should. Yes. That is, and he's so natural with it. He is, it's just, you can tell it's just natural.
Up and the water can't come out the manhole. So the sewage water doesn't spill into overflows. It costs $0.25. You don't need a committee for it. You just put them in. I think one city was like $250,000 opposed to the $20 million they spent, and it pays for itself in a year and it's done. So here I am in Louisiana. I go, oh, this is great. And we have to form a committee. We have to do this.
Well, you have a great new governor in Louisiana. I bet he'd take a look at it because your new governor, a Republican, is he was the attorney general. Now he's a governor. So if you give me that, I'll send it to him. Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Why is that something? I mean, it's a big problem, and
it's a problem everywhere. Our drinking water, the fluoride in it, we're seeing, and then now we're seeing sewage, and it's a lot of autoimmune diseases are happening with our kids. If you give me,
I will send it, and I'll bet you get action.
I moved. One, because my daughter's an equestrian now, and I had to move to New Jersey, but we eventually had to move because not only that, what we're seeing with the hurricane storms, the insurance companies jacking it up. Now I'm blessed to make a good living, but I'm not paying $300,000 a year in house taxes. So I made
insurance is one of the biggest increases, and it's happened in the last 4 years. People are going crazy with the insurance costs. And I say, what about self-insurance? Sometimes people are better off with self-insurance. They can't afford the insurance. And then the problem is when you need the insurance, they don't want to pay. And they negotiate, right? They say, we're not going to pay you. And you end up getting 5 cents on the dollar. It's a problem. Yeah. It's a real problem.
And, I know you have a million things to do, but father to the grandfather, I would like to ask you a question. I made a mistake with my daughter, when she wanted to get an equestrian. I was supposed to tell her she was allergic. I didn't do that to horses because it's expensive. It's unbelievable. And you guys talked a lot about it. Now, my daughter's now going to Wilmington, Florida to compete. Okay. And I had to move the horses down there.
So she's very good, right?
Very good. Like I'm in. I'm in.
Good.
Yeah. After this is over, I'll be sweeping this place up.
Good.
Every extra dollar.
Good.
But your granddaughters and your family, did they ride horses as well? Did they do equestrian?
Not too much. They like it. They do it maybe a little bit, but not like your daughter. No, your daughter's supposed to be very like you, a talented athlete, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see it. Now I've heard that.
Yeah, my son plays baseball at the travel league. So I'm the GM. The way I look at it, if you're the first one in, last one to leave, daddy invests. I just forgot to put a salary cap.
A little
cheaper.
A little bit less.
It never ends though. It
No,
never
but
ends.
it never ends.
No. But we're going to be in Wilmington. How far is Wilmington from Mar-a-Lago?
So Wilmington is about 20 minutes away.
Can I get a group rate?
Yes, you're
Possibly.
going to come over. We're going to have dinner with your daughter and your family, your wife. We're going to come over and have dinner. But do you mean Wellington or Wilmington?
Wilmington. I say it wrong because I just paid to have the horses
Right.
moved, so it's a little traumatic for
Yeah,
me.
it could be, but it's either one's about 20, 25 minutes to come over. I'd love to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you're a terrific guy. Look, it's
Oh, this is so nice. I'm sorry, everyone. Don't get upset where I pause it and then go back to it. But look at how he just brought it back to when the guy was like, "Oh, can I get a discount?" and all that. And Trump, it was like he was saying, "You're gonna come, and we're gonna have dinner with your family." It was like he was about connection up with him. And wow. And even though he mentioned how this issue, I want to kind of go back to that really quick about in Louisiana and how, I mean, oh my gosh, the fluoride. Yes, we know that that's why we have it in my state, we have radon. So we have radon in the water, and probably uh, the fluoride and other stuff. So I don't even drink the water. I get bottled water, and hopefully one day we'll be able to buy a purifying system that I want to invest in. So and so anyways, going back to the guy, how he was saying how he doesn't live there anymore, but uh, Donald Trump said that he would try to do something about it. And so, wow, what a good plug-in, because even though he doesn't live there anymore, like he said, he's able to get out. They moved and all the that he these people will be able to be helped because this guy, I mean, because this interviewer mentioned it. And I do believe Donald Trump will not forget about it and that he will try to do something. Um, uh, so, yeah, let me go back.
Fight. You're a family through
Oh,
the campaigns. I voted for you because I like politics.
quickly. I was told it was going to take 5 years, and we did it in a matter of literal in there that are much different. Not the people on television, the people that at the time it was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in about a month going in, and I think it's because they don't respect the people at the top, the commanding officer. Yeah, it's something I would think about. It's something that nobody ever brought up. I've never heard it. It's interesting you're bringing it up. You're like my tax person there, but yeah, I mean, something has to be done,
Yes.
and we have
And
to
I
attract
think you're the
people.
president to do it.
Well, the military is now not attracting people. They're not going in, and I think it's because they don't respect the people at the top, the commanding officer. I mean, they're not. The commander in chief is not. I think you have to have. We were not having this problem 5 years ago. We have problems in the military right now. The one thing I will say though, and I tell the story, we really did a great job with our military. I rebuilt the military, right? And we got rid of ISIS. And I got to know them during this very short period of time. It was supposed to take 5 years. We did it in about a month. Remember that?
Yep.
And I got to know the real military, not these military, right? And we got 5 years ago. We have problems. Don't respect the people. I mean, something has to be done.
Yes. Of course they did.
In spades.
Serving in this country, in the military, or a police officer, or a firefighter, and you're young and you're coming up, and you don't have to pay taxes because you're paying. And it's only you're the president to do it.
Well, the military is now not attracting people. They're not. We have problems in the military right now, and I got to know them during this very short. Yeah,
I think we get it with the woke.
no.
Yeah,
We
but,
got rid of ISIS quick. We'll never ever make them woke.
we need to make our schools military.
the military, they become history teachers, they test room, and they have access to that. And I've thought about it a lot. And in some
Our banks are safer than our schools and our credit administration trying to get things done. And so
you notice how that stopped? I'm in the middle of a campaign, hopefully the end of a campaign, and it's going to be successful. But we're in a campaign. Nobody ever talks about the environment. They don't talk about it. They want clean air. They want clean water. This Green New Scam.
You're not going to have any birds around, and the ones in the ocean are messing.
Trillions and trillions of dollars to make a product 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And we're trying to keep everything nice and clean. But the wind's flying in from China, India, and everywhere.
With sewage and water overfills and things like that. Told me about a company.
Good guy.
Oh, yeah. Mike, let me put my glasses on. I want to get this right.
I can't believe you wear glasses, huh?
50. It's like this, like a mushroom, a little ball in it. And when you put it in the manholes, it separates the gas and the little ball comes up and the water can't come out the manhole. So it doesn't, the sewage water doesn't spill into overflows. It costs $0.25. You don't need a committee for it. You just put them in. I think one city was like $250,000 opposed to the $20 million they spent, and it pays for itself in a year and it's done. So here I am in Louisiana. I go, oh, this is great. And we have to form a committee. We have to do this.
Well, you have a great new governor in Louisiana. I bet you it's a big problem. And
it's a problem everywhere. But we eventually had to move because not only that, what we're seeing with the
increases, and it's happened in the last 4 years, people are going crazy with the insurance costs. And I say, what about, right? They say, we're not going to pay you. And you end up.
I would like to ask you a question. I made a mistake with my child, my daughter, when she wanted to get an equestrian. I was supposed to tell her she was allergic. I didn't do that to horses because
she's very good, right?
Very good. Like I'm in. Granddaughters in your family, do they ride horses as well? They do equestrian?
Not too much. They like it. They do it. Maybe
travel leagues. I'm the GM. The way I look at it, if you're the first one in, last one to leave, daddy invests. Right. I just forgot to put a salary cap.
A
little cheaper.
A little bit less.
It never ends though.
It never ends.
No. But we're going to be in Wilmington. How far is Wilmington from Mar-a-Lago?
So Wilmington is about 20 minutes away. Wilmington.
I say it wrong because
I've been to come over. I'd love to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you're a terrific guy. Look, it's that show has caught on, and the whole group is great. But I've always watched you. You always were defending me, and a lot of people don't defend me, and I like people that defend me because I think I'm doing the right thing. And we have a lot of bad people in our country. You know, we have a lot of people that you almost say they must hate our country because what they do is so bad for our country. But I just have always.
Well, I'm not allergic to straight talk.
Yeah.
And every man of consequence that I learned from in my life never bullshitted nothing with me. Mm-hmm. Whether it was Dusty Rhodes, whether it was my football coaches, whether it was anybody I was with, they always told it to me straight, even when I didn't like what I wanted to hear, because I always believed everybody can handle bad news and good news, but no news and bullshit don't.
Oops. This guy he said a cuss word, so I'm gonna have to, speed it up past that. I didn't catch the first one and then didn't know he was gonna say a second one. So just putting a disclaimer out there on this channel, we do not use cuss words. So I do apologize for that. So I'm gonna speed it up a little bit past that. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Going to be the most important election in the history of our country.
I agree.
Because our country is going bad. I hate to say, I wouldn't do this with just politics. Our country is going bad. The things we do, I mean, men playing in women's sports, okay?
Absolutely not.
It's crazy. And let's not say it's the most important, but it's just crazy, the whole concept. Having no borders, having elections where you're not allowed to ask somebody whether or not they happen to live in the country. Just anybody can walk in.
Yeah.
It's really wacky, and we're going to get it changed, Cyrus.
I believe that. Well, now, I have to ask this because you love sports almost as I do, especially boxing.
Yeah, I do. I love.
And
I love it.
Do you miss not being able to do all that stuff? Because like WrestleMania 4 and 5, part of my childhood,
Right.
inspired me to end up becoming a wrestler. I thank you, Gutfeld, for that.
I did that. I'm in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yes, you are.
And Dana is a good friend of mine with UFC. What a job he's done, right? Dana White is incredible. He's like an incredible guy. And yeah, I was always involved. And I remember in those days, well, Hulk is a great guy. You have
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
He was great. Right?
And when he ripped his shirt off, and then listen, I was
Wasn't
Mr.
that-
Wonderful Paul Orndorff guy, but I got it. But I think that was a great moment. And so you're very quick, and you can talk trash with the best of them.
Yeah.
Who was the biggest influence? Was it Don King or Muhammad Ali? Because your style is like ours. Like when you comes to talking trash, and I know you hung out with those guys. I know a lot of. I did the search. I know that you have been.
No,
It's hilarious after reading and the stuff I've saw, and I just saw a little bit. It's hard to find, but you have been a regular guy with. You never cared what color somebody was or who they slept with. All you cared was the content of their character, and if they could do the damn job or not.
They were both friends of mine. Now, Don King is still alive. You know, he's 92 years old.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida. He's a great.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Latanya. I have cleaned up my language too. Yes. So he said another one, but like I said, I did not watch the whole video, the whole through. But if it sounds, I don't know, I'll just try to catch it if I can. But I just want to put that out there that that is not something that on this channel that I promote with that. I mean, that I promote that that language. Okay, I would get back to it.
He endorsed me very strongly. He said, "You got to vote for Trump." And I probably spoke to him a week ago, maybe. And he was great. Very different guys. But there's nobody. Don King, each incredible. Don King, nobody like that. And Muhammad Ali, nobody like that. These were two unique people. You know, Don King was a tough cookie, too. He beat the hell out of people. Unfortunately, it was amazing. And, you know, you look at some of the fights. Sonny Liston had no chance of being beaten, and he got beaten badly twice.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you look at George Foreman, another really good guy, but he just had George Foreman.
George Foreman at that time was bulletproof.
Bulletproof. He was getting a lot tired, you know. It was Ali Frazier won.
Oh, so you were there. That's, in my opinion,
I don't even want to say because it sounds ridiculous, but the 15-round fight, you know.
When they had to fight. It was the 70s, and there was wild.
Yeah. But in terms of it,
fighting over in Saudi Arabia is not the same thing, with all due respect.
No, but it's he's done a great job with UFC. Would you ever do the UFC stuff?
Watch it? Yeah.
No, from years ago.
Oh, third thing would be fighting one guy. Usually I had to fight three.
See, if they had it then. And he said no, because I could never.
I think Kurt Angle would have been tremendous.
Yeah.
Had he been, not broke his neck and stuff. But I know I could keep you here forever, and I'm getting the circles and the doo-wops. And Mr. President, thank you.
I would only do this one for you. You don't know what's going on. I'm the keynote speaker at the biggest dinner in New York, probably of the year. And I had a choice. I was going to walk in and say, could you do me a favor? Could I do this interview tomorrow or maybe next week? And I said, I'm not doing it to Tyrus. And I got people over at the big hotel, and that room is packed, and everybody's wearing white tie, not black tie. I don't like wearing white tie, but it's white tie. And it's waiting for me. And I said, you know what? I got to do it with Tyrus because I respect him. And Tyrus has always, I tell you people, he's always stuck up for me when maybe it wasn't the thing to do. And he's always there. So I'm here for you. And I'm a little late, but that's okay.
I would have waited till tomorrow, sir, but I'm glad you did it today.
Thank you, man.
Special
guy.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Best of luck, Beaton.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So everyone, there you have it. So I thought with the choice words that were that I wasn't able to catch, And then at the very end, I did kind of speed it past the talking about the wrestling and all that. So I'm sorry if there are people who are into that, but so I did. I was fast forwarding it to the end, but wow. So this is the things that we don't hear. Um, and that's why I titled it what I did, a closer look at the man. And there are even more things that Mr. Trump has done. And in these next couple of days that we have left before election, I will talk about that as well. But I wanted to, going back to the scripture reference, Matthew 6:3-4. And so, Matthew, I want to read starting at verse 1 all the way to verse 4. And this is Jesus who is talking. And in my Bible, it says, do good to please God. So it says, take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets. They that they may have glorified. I'm sorry. Let me go back and read too. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogue and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Verse 4, that your charitable deed may be in secret, will be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly. Wow. That is Connie, Matthew. It is Matthew 6:1-4. And so what I got when I just heard the beginning of this interview that I heard earlier this morning with this gentleman that Mr. Trump had a interview with, and when he mentioned and was saying, why do we not hear this? So see, this is somebody else saying this. Why do we not hear about these other things? And like he said, there was many things he had, but he couldn't go into all of them. And there are things that I've read that has been done. So so yeah, that is something. And to me that says something, because it also says, to me it shows um a what's the word, being genuine. That's I guess what I'm saying, just being genuine and just wanting to help, knowing that you are in a position that you can help others, and so you just want to help. You're blessed. You are um in a place that where you can be a help to someone, then you just do it. You don't need to have a photo op. You don't need to go blasting it like a trumpet. And and when you do usually hear about when Trump does, I'm just using him as an example, that he has done things, he don't really go into a lot. He just says, I help people, I help a lot of people, and he just kind of go with it. I mean, just say that. And then like this gentleman, this interviewer, how he actually mentioned just a few things, but there is much more of what he has done. And so it's yeah. So if anyone, so I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention the scripture with this, and let me just read 4 again. Let's just really take in what Jesus, Yeshua, what he said. He said right here, I just want to go back and read this again, starting at verse 4. Really take this in. Yeshua, our Savior, Jesus Christ, this is what he said. But when you just put your name there, um, put yourself in that place. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Verse 4, that your charitable deed may be in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will, it didn't say he might, it says what that, and your Father, meaning God, who sees in secret, will himself reward you openly. Now, who wouldn't want to be blessed by God openly than getting your reward? In other words, let me go back up to verse 2. So when you do things so that other people can toot and whatnot, it says, therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. So you can have the reward of man, where they can look at you and they can be like, oh, you did a good job. Oh, you just sold this and sold that. Oh, and all that. And you know what? Y- You just got your reward. Jesus is saying, you, sir, ma'am, you, me, what you have just got your reward. And then that's it. But Jesus said, when you do in secret, that's right, Rosie. Keep it, that's right. Keep it to yourself. That's right. Keep it to yourself. So, but when you do what you do and you do it secretly, or you keep it to yourself, then y- Jesus said that the Father Himself will reward you openly. So I would rather have God's um blessing openly than what man can give you for a couple of seconds, minute, or whatnot. So I just think that is really, really powerful. Now, if other people, if they say something about it or whatnot, then there's nothing you can do about it. Just like Trump didn't go there expecting for this man to mention and say what he said, but he said it. So just something I really wanted to share with us, that really look at this, because the sinful nature of man is, you tend to want to get praise. You tend to want people to look at you and to think something about you, or whatever the case may be. But God is saying, don't do that. Jesus is saying, you can now, you can, but if you do that, then you got your reward. But if you um keep it to yourself, God Himself is going to reward you. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. It's like fasting. We shouldn't allow our appearance to show that we are fasting. Neither should we boast about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's right. Just like fasting. That is something that, yes, the Bible does speak on that, about not like, oh, I'm on a fast and, oh, you know, oh my gosh, I'm drinking this water and I don't know if I can drink any more of this water. I'm not trying to be hilarious or facetious, but yeah, that's true. That is true. Um, that is something that you need to keep yourself fresh and where people can't even tell that you were even doing a fast. So that is so true. Amen. Thank you for mentioning that. Absolutely. So, with that, let's go into some dialogue, some questions. I'm going to go all the way back up and see if we have any questions. Let's see. Um, and that's true. He is not. He is not a politician. He's a businessman. Absolutely. Yes, sis. That is true. Mm-hmm. Um, let's see. Let me see. I'm going down. I am looking. So thankful that all the everyone who has shown up. I didn't know if there would be um, a lot, and I'm appreciative for whoever shows up. And so I'm thankful. And those who are in the who are not, they're in the. I want to say they're in the eye. There's a little eye that they're watching. So those who are watching, thank you so much as well. Even though if you're not in the comment section, oh, okay, yay. Okay, sis. Okay. How can we figure out how to get Mr. Trump on Faith and Freedom Friday? Yes. 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 Oh, that is a perfect question. Oh my goodness. You know, I have a calendar that's right over here. Today's the 19th. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, uh 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 17 days before the election. And maybe we can, I don't know. That's a good question, sis. So, yes, everyone out there um who is watching and us who are here, how could we get Mr. Trump to come on Faith and Freedom Friday? What can we do? So those out there, maybe you are savvy, you know how to do something, and that would be so awesome. It really would, because we not only I want to mention this really quick. I think this is a good time to mention this. So at the heart of the conversation, myself and there was another content creator in it. Her name is Coach T, the red glasses. And so we no, it wasn't her. I'm sorry, it was me. Real Talk Real Solutions, it was at the heart of the conversation, and it was Kathy, Faith and Freedom Shop. And we did, many of you know this, but we did prayer for Donald Trump. And this is not just about him. We also lift up all of them, including Kamala. And so one of the things that we were thinking about, we were like, this is more than just how Trump was spared, but how God's trying to get his attention. And I don't know if he has given his life to the Lord. I don't know if he now has an understanding about salvation and what that means. But it would be so sad that, yes, he is putting his life on the line by continuing to stay in the race and what he's doing. And with one, two, and there probably is numerous attempts on his life. These are just the ones. Well, the one they tried to do when they actually shot him in the ear. That one we saw it in real time, and then the other one, and then I'm sure there are numerous ones that we don't even know about. But it would be a tragedy for this man to just I really believe that he really does care about this country, that he genuinely really does care and about protecting our borders and the economy and the preservation just of the family, meaning like these things about when it comes to life and other things that are affecting our children. And so yes, and the other thing I had wanted to mention is that I know going from the last when he was in office before and he had Christians that were surrounding him, to me it would be so sad that if he, being that he has what would be, I don't know what you would call them, but people who are your who pray for you and all of that, that if nobody is actually giving him the gospel, because the last that we know that what he had mentioned about the gospel was um I don't know if he was asked about what is your understanding about salvation or about going to heaven. And I want to say, I think it was I don't know. So I don't want to say anything false, but it would be a tragedy if no one around him does not give him the gospel. Because yes, you can be a good person, quote, meaning give and do all these things. But if you have not admitted that you are a sinner in need of a savior and that you need to repent, you need to acknowledge that you are a sinner and that the only way, there's nothing you could do about it. Nothing you could do about it. You can't be good enough to work yourself to heaven. You can't be good enough for God to say, okay, you've done enough good, so you're good to go. No, no, there was nothing that the humankind could do. So that's why Jesus had to come, and that he had to pay and stand in our place to be that perfect sacrifice that would be acceptable to God. And when you put your faith in him and believe, then you can be saved and reconciled back to the Father through Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And so I don't know if he has that uh, knowledge of the gospel or whatnot. I don't know. But so what am I saying? That it would be so going back to what we did. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around, so many things I'm thinking about. So we did a prayer. And okay, so we did a prayer, and all three of us, and we prayed um for him, and prayed for all of those who are running for office, not just him, but we also prayed for her too. So okay. um so that is a great that is great, Sister Shireen. So yeah, that's yeah, to try to see what we can do. So we could use all the help. So anyone out there, any ideas, we will take it. Let's see. What else? Yes, please do. Thank you so much. Um, let's see. Mm, let's see. I'm continuing to go down to see if anyone. Yes, we have some people. Yes. So see what I'm saying? There are people here who are familiar with the military, have family members who have served, and yes, I as well. So. Mm, Stacy, I think I said hi to you. If I didn't, or if I'm a repeat, I'm sorry, but hi, thank you so much for being here. Um, Thank you so much for everyone and your support. It really means a lot. Um, let's see. I don't think I see any more questions. I am so true. This is such a nice family and politics. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yes. I'm sorry. I just had to put this up here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, I did. I did go back too far. I was trying to do something and then I clicked and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm at the beginning. So I was trying to like go back and forth, trying to get it up to where it needed to be. But that actually I think was good because how, you want to be careful and do some tweaks and stuff. So yeah. Ah, let's see. Um, let's see. Oh, I love having you guys as stars and grandmas. I never had my own. That's could be why. Oh, Barbara, we love you too. Mm, yes, that was something else right there. Um, I'm actually gonna play that clip. I do have the clip. I could play it to now, but I've held everybody, so it's gonna be on another time. Maybe I think God willing Monday we'll play that clip. But that well, I know it was played last night, but it's another one. And this one is coming from someone who actually was a supporter at the rally. And so they were taken back like, wow. Um, and so I think we'll play that one, which is a different one on Monday. And I'll update everyone about Faith and Freedom on Fridays. So let me keep going. Oh, okay. Um, let's see. I Okay, I think I don't see any more questions. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's a question. It says, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get to something really quick. Um, okay. So, are you saying to physically get him to come on or to present another interview or video? Oh, I'm saying to physically get him to come on. That would be amazing. Yes. Even if he just wanted to do a video, that would and we could play it or I don't know, but physically, yes, that's what I'm saying. If we could get him physically to come on, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Um, let me see. Yes. maybe for him to go on Zoom or StreamYard. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking we might would have to do Zoom for that so that so many more people could come on. I don't know. I don't know how that would be, but yeah, for sure. Oh, thank you, Rosie. Yay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Okay, so Barbara had a question. What's the difference between white tie and black tie? I don't know. I'm not I don't know. I don't know. Have no idea. So anyone, maybe someone who's watching and you're a guy, what's the difference between a white tie and a black tie? Don't know. So maybe Barbara asks that question again when we're all online, and we can answer that one. So let's see. Now I've heard of white. Have I heard of white tie? A black tie? I don't know. Oh gosh. Okay, let me keep. Okay, I think gotten to the end of we have gotten to the end. So about Faith and Freedom Fridays. So what Kathy and I have decided to do is that we are going to go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we're wanting to step up how often we're going, and that is a reasonable amount of time times that we're going to do it. And of course, if there is something that that happens in between, we may go more, but that is what so far we're committing to. So we are also asking that for those who are part of on Faith and Freedom Friday, and those who are watching, if you have questions or something you want us to cover, please let us know. You can send a question. You can, I can let me see. I will put my email address in here. And so you can email me if you with questions. So yes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, Barbara. Yes. And the time, we're gonna keep it 7:30. What do people think? Um So 7 or 7:30. I know that's during a weekday. If we can go sooner, we'll do that too. If you all think like we could maybe go as early as 6, we can do 6. What do people think about that? 6 o'clock. Um, so 6 or 6:30. So maybe that would even be better. 6 or 6:30. Um yes, so that is something that we are going to do starting God willing money starting Monday. And yes, Central Standard Time, if we did 6, then yes, then 7 o'clock, yes, the Eastern time. So maybe that would be better going earlier. So maybe about 6, because people how they have work the next day and whatnot, and we don't want to go long. Maybe 45 minutes, could be 30, it could be an hour, but we don't want to go no more than at the most an hour. So, yes. Oh, Too Strong comes on at that time. Oh, okay. Well, what time, Connie, does Too Strong comes? What time does Too Strong comes on? Because I definitely don't want to be in conflict with those who also support his channel, or the Savage Patriots. Okay. So what time? Can you put that? What time do those who channels? I mean, yeah. What time do they come on? Too Strong and Savage Patriots. If you can put that in the chat, I would greatly appreciate that. Um, Oh, yeah, that's right. So we definitely can't do Mondays. Thank you, Shireen. Oh my goodness, that's true. So, yeah, and it's 5 o'clock my time, and that usually go 5, 6, 7. Thank you. So on Mondays, Mondays then probably won't work. So we will have to then do like maybe Tuesday. Um, so we'll probably do Tuesday, then let me see. Fridays and then maybe Sunday. So I will check with Kathy to make for sure about that because oh, you know what? We can still do like just this Monday we can't because of the time, but the following we could. So yes, so thank you, sis. I'll figure that out. But you said 8:30 Eastern and then 5:30 PST. Okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. I will, yeah, I will have to get, I will get that down. So we'll have to figure that one out and do some changing around. So thank you for that. So the other thing, what I want to also mention is that, so along with that, that's with the faith and freedom, and that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. And we're hoping to plan something really big on election night. So we're taking suggestions. So any suggestions on that, on the watch party that we're going to be doing on election day. So any suggestions on that is very much welcome. And also, we want to get more people on, like, and it don't matter who you are to come on when we do the lives. To also, and it doesn't matter if you are voting for the other way. We welcome you. So, so yeah, if you know of anyone or I'm putting it out there, you are welcome to come on. You are welcome, welcome, welcome. And so also our sister Shireen at it will be at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She is going to be doing she's going to be going live with it's going to be keep pressing forward. That sounds really good. It's on endurance. And so, how many of us need that to keep pressing forward in spite of? And it also makes me think, too, that's what Trump is doing. I mean, this man, he has all the indictments that were against him, so many other things, attempt on his life. Some of us, it's like you only have to try one time and I'm done. But he two times, three times that has been reported of attempt on his life. And so that so yeah, he's pressing forward. He is pressing forward. And correction, it is 9:05 Eastern Standard Time. So thank you, sis, for that correction. So please let's show support for our sister and like that's gonna be I feel that's gonna be a really good one just from the title. Keep pressing forward. Keep pressing forward in spite of. So yeah, that man has been through a lot. Yeah. I can't think of his name. We played the clip on Faith and Freedom where it was, I think he was a Democrat and he was an anchor and he was one of Trump's biggest critic, but he was saying now he has changed his mind. He wants unity and something else he mentioned. And he said, here, this man has had not one time, two times attempt on his life. And I think he said after the first one, he said he would be out of this country, or he said something that was really kind of funny. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, because to just know that you only hear by the grace of God. And he has said this himself that he shouldn't have been here. He shouldn't have survived that, but he did. And I'm sure he's thankful and grateful, and his family as well. So yes, so I wanted to mention that. And I think that is it. So once again, if no one else have any questions or anything you would like to say, or if you want to even come on, we can do that too. If you want to come on live, we can do that too. So I'll just wait a few minutes, and I'll wait about 2 minutes. It'll be 6:07. And so once again, thank you, my moderators at the heart of the conversation, and Rosie. Thank you so much. You all hold it down, and I'm so appreciated. And thank you, Barbara, Connie. Thank you so much for your support. Stacy, Teresa, thank you all so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. And it's just so nice that we are all supporting each other, and especially Christian content creators. And we need that. So thank you so much. And Chris, usually I want to just acknowledge him too. He's a great moderator and support person as well. So thank you, Chris, as well for your support. Lisa, thank you so much, Lisa, as well for showing up. And there are others, 2%, usually, she as well. And just so many, everybody. Sorry if I forgot your name. I do apologize for that. I guess that's why you shouldn't maybe probably do shout outs, because you end up missing people, and people can feel some kind of way. And I can understand that. So if you're not going to get all the people, then it's probably not good to start calling people names out. So I do apologize for that. So I'm just kind of going on who is here, but and just in the past. But thank you for new people. Thank you for those who are showing up in the eye in the watching. So with that said, I will not belabor any longer. I hope everyone enjoyed another side to the man, or I say a closer look at the man. And so that's all I have. I hope everyone has enjoyed their Sabbath day so far, and that they will continue to enjoy this Sabbath day of rest and in the Lord and with family. And with that, I will leave with 1 Corinthians 10:31. Says, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, do all unto the honor and glory of God. Until next time, I know, Shireen. I know I'm gonna have to have. I wish I had something where when I say that it go da, da, or something. But until next time, God bless, shalom, and have a good evening and a good night. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.